Just a minute. Okay. All right, guys, welcome back to week 2 summary class. And as a part of our training
Shavik, your voice is breaking. We couldn't hear you anything.
Yes, Ovik.
I actually have to talk
We are not able to hear you,
do
sir.
about it, Okay, just a minute. Can you hear me now better?
Yes, Ovik.
Okay. I think what's happening with Zoom is I have to speak to them for some reason. When I open my Chrome, for some reason, and I share my screen, the voice gets started, having some issues. I don't know why. Anyways, let me open up in the Firefox then. It doesn't happen with Firefox. It's really weird. Or Edge, but just with this guy. Okay, let me actually open with Edge, just a minute. So I have seen that some of you have submitted the assignments. It's not everyone. I didn't get the assignment from everyone, but some of you have done that. And we will go through the assignments first today, and then we will talk about the week 2 topics. Okay, so just give me one quick minute. Okay, so as a part of week 2, we have covered all these things. What is class, object, memory allocation, what is Selenium WebDriver, Chrome driver configuration, launching an application with Selenium, understanding dev tools, HTML layout, and attributes. That's what I have covered as a part of week 2, and week 1 we have already covered in my last class. So I would like to know from you in this particular week, or until so far, last 2 weeks, what you think about the training, or how exactly it is going for you guys. Can someone take up the lead? Probably Daniel. What do you say? What do you want to say?
For me, it's all good so far.
Mhm.
I think at the start, it was just kind of getting used to it and working out
Yep.
what was being asked of us with the assignments. It was just a small bit confusing that the first assignment was in I think the second lesson, so I wasn't sure about the first one.
Yeah.
But then once I got into it and got set up with Eclipse,
Yeah.
I'm kind of familiar with Java enough already that it was okay for me.
Good
And
stuff.
then this week getting into Selenium,
Mhm.
I'm less familiar with it, so there was a couple of kind of sticking points, but I was able to kind of Google around
Mhm.
and get over it. So yeah, it's so far so good for me.
That's great. That's great. Anyone who is starting with programming for the first time, can you tell me how was last 2 weeks for you?
Shavik, I want to share my experience here.
Yep.
Yes, I was never into coding and stuff.
Mhm.
So, right, the first week was, yes, I spent a lot of time in that and I succeeded in all the assignments and everything. But for
Mhm.
second week, yeah, it was a new thing. Like, many things were coming. Selenium also came, HTML also came, and like as week week two assignment last question was HTML, but the topic was covered in class 3, and then for that week 7, sorry, class 7 assignment also I means partially done. Few of the
Mhm.
stuff I'm unable to do that, so I just left it because I
No
wanted
problem.
to discuss in today's class.
No problem at all. No problem at all. I will cover that. Don't worry. Anyone else from the ladies? Deepika, Hema, Jagrati, anyone?
Hi, Shovik.
Hi.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm able to, grasp the things very quickly. And for the week one, like I was quite familiar with the week one. Like
Right.
I'm from the IT background, so I was able to connect with the all the loops and all the basic syntax. And the
Good
week
stuff.
two, it came Selenium, and like it is new for me, but the
Sure.
presentations are very very good, and you have explained it, in very easy manner, so I was able to connect it very well, so it is all going well for me, and even I have completed the assignments. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
all, but I'm trying to do it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll submit it for your review soon.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Jagrati. Neha, what do you think about it?
Yes, I completed all the week one and week two class. Even I found it very easy. First week was very good for me. Second week also I completed all the three classes yesterday, so
Good.
that was also good for me. But I am doing the assignments right now. Even same for me. I'll submit it for your review. But
Perfect.
yeah, the presentation and the lectures are very, very, very good.
Thank
Like
you.
it is
Thank you.
like a basic understanding which is very helpful for me as well.
Perfect. I'm glad that you feel like that.
Yeah.
Rabia, what about you? Can't hear you, Rabia, if you're talking. I think you need to set up the audio properly. Can't hear you. Anyways, all right. So let's,
So,
yeah, Shwasini, go on. Sorry.
yeah, hi, Sovik.
Hi.
Regarding the trainings, yeah, as you know, I've got a gap. So all the 2 weeks, I feel it is really, helpful to recollect all the points. It's not
Mm-hmm.
only practical, it has got more theory into it, which is
Mm-hmm.
really useful to
Mm-hmm.
understand the concepts.
Yeah.
So I feel it is really good, and I'm getting into it slowly.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what I feel more is like, as you say, theoretically we understand it very nicely because of the your explanations and the PowerPoints.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to work it out. Only then we are facing lots of exceptions and all. So that's what I feel. It is, and the assignments are really helpful to
Yeah.
do it. And
So once when you're doing the assignments, right, that's where you are getting the exceptions, right?
yes, yes.
So what exactly you're doing when you're getting the exceptions?
Yes, I am trying to Google and
Right.
find out how to work on it and
Yeah.
all those things. And as you know that I got help from Gagan this week, which was
Yes.
really helpful. And
Right.
though it was so small things, and
I
we are
know.
still not into it and not
I know.
ready to do it.
You
And
know
I think
what we can do is when you have those kind of things, right, issues, right, you can quickly drop in a message to me or
yes,
Gagan in
yes,
the primary channel itself,
yeah, sure,
so that everybody is aware of the questions.
yes,
And then if it is possible, we can fix it then there. For example, you see Moses,
yes,
he was having some issues this week, and he
yes,
asked me like around 5 questions,
yes,
right?
I saw
and
that.
and
Yes,
then I replied him back then and there, right? So
yes,
similarly, me or Gagan can do that, and probably you don't even have to go for the call. So I'm just saying that you
yes.
can get a help immediately whenever you are stuck. That's the reason why this channel is there.
Yes, yes, I have downloaded in my phone, so hopefully,
Yeah,
no, we need to use this in a more good way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Now let's start off. I will run through all the assignments of week one, and I would like to know and I will actually go through some of them with you in the class itself. So for example, I have given these assignments to you in the Google Drive as well. So in the video 2, because in video 1 there is nothing. Video 1 assignment: implement a mathematical concatenation operator. It is very simple. I have just created 3 different variables, and I have just said, the results are plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulus, and that's I'm printing them. It's a very simple one, easy to understand. I'll go to the next one quickly. What is this? Just a minute. There are people coming in. Okay. Admit all. Okay. So in the second video, second video assignment number 2, I have used something called a scanner. This scanner is helping me to get the data at runtime from the console. Okay, and then I am making some changes. So if I just run this guy right now, so run as Java application, if that's what I'm doing, then it says 4 is the even number. It is now waiting. Is it waiting? Just a minute. It's a main method. Next input. 4 is the even number. That's fine. Oh yeah, because the main method is this one now. Just a minute. I'll just change the main method to the second main method. This is my primary main method, right? Because that's the main. The word is main. Here it is duplicate main, right? Obviously, I don't want to run this. I want to run this part. So I will save this and I will run it one more time. And if I do that, it's asking me for a number because I have used another tool over here called a scanner that will scan, that will wait for a user input and scanner. So I'll say maybe 33. And if I hit this, so you see, because it's at runtime, I'm passing the value. So it's green in color, right? Now, if I hit the enter, it says it's an odd number, right? The logic is exactly the same. The only difference is that I have used a scanner tool to scan the value at runtime. However, we in the automation testing specific, you will never be using a scanner situation because that is not how you want to pass on any information. You will be always passing information through a variable, and that variable will be having some data that we will set up from an external source, maybe some kind of a file or maybe some kind of a maven command. Probably it is not making sense to you right now, but we will get to it. Okay. But scanner is something that you should know how to use it. It's not that you need to use it when, I mean, in the actual enterprise level situation. All right, let's go to the next one. What is it? It says convert string to a lowercase. Well, we already have lowercase to lowercase program method already available for string. So, and you can easily see that, you know, the assignments, the way I have designed it, I am trying to introduce you with small methods, something that I have really not probably spoken in the class, but I'm able to introduce these different methods to you so that you know what exactly needs to, you know, what are the things that you need to really get along with, right? So two lowercase will make it lowercase. That's pretty much about it. Next one is print the area of the perimeter of a circle, right? So, well, we all know about the formula to create, to calculate the area of a circle. 2 radius into pi, right? 2 times radius into the pi. So I said I used a class called math. Math is an inbuilt class coming out of Java. So when I say math.pi, you see math.pi, pi is a constant, it's a final, right? If I actually go to the pi, so you see I'm going inside the pi and you can see public static final double pi, right? It's a double because it's a float. I mean, it's a decimal and it's a pi, and the pi value is this guy that is being provided by Java, okay, into the class called math, which is inside the Java itself, right? So you just have to simply call them in the right manner, and then you are good. So I just said math.pi, and then I am able to calculate the perimeter of the circle, as well as for the radius, it is radius into math pi, and that gets me the circle of the area. That's pretty much about it. Next, we have assignment number 5. Print the average of 3 numbers. Very simple. 3 different numbers divided by 3. That should be the average. However, this average that we are getting is just going to be coming to me in integer format. So if I just run this guy, run as Java application. If I run this guy, I get the value as 50, but if I put it on the double level, obviously the answer will be in decimal. So you understand it, right? Assignment number 6, what is it? Swap two variables without using the third variable. How can we do it? It's a very simple logic, right? So I have taken 3 different variables, first variable, second variable, third, and the swap variable. What I have done is I have said first variable equals 12, second variable equals 98. Okay, so I'm just first printing the before situation where the first was 12 and this was 98. Okay, then I am using, okay, this is not without, this is with third variable. There's another one that I have without third variable. Anyways, so with third variable, and what I have done is I've used a swap val, which is another temporary variable inside that. So it's a very simple thing, right? Let me draw it for you so that it can make more sense. This is my first variable. This is my second variable, right? What am I doing? I have another variable over here, which is my third variable, swap variable. So what am I doing? First and foremost, this first variable, I am putting the data inside the swap variable so that the swap variable will have the value 12, right? And then the first variable is going to now hold the value of the second variable. So the first variable will have the value of second variable. Second variable will give the value to the first variable. So the first variable will have the variable, the value 98. That's it. And the second variable will now have the value of the swap variable. That's it. If I do that, then obviously I will be able to interchange the values between two variables, right? And then the value will be coming in a different manner. So if I just simply print them out, so run as Java application. You see, before and after, that's how it is. Let's go to the next one. It says, check whether Java is installed in your computer. Okay, well, there are some inbuilt, properties or which is provided by Java itself. I totally understand that you will. I have not shown these information in the class, but that's where you start Googling, and I want you to Google it, right? So java.version, java.runtime version,
Wait,
java.home, vendor. Yeah, go on, sorry.
sorry to interrupt. If you
Yeah,
go back to assignment number 6,
right.
uh, this is like swap two variables with third variable. I think
Yeah,
the question was swap two variable without using third variable.
I know. This solution that I have given
Yeah.
is I have read it wrong and I have used a third variable. I think there is another one probably which can be done without third variable, and I will show it to you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
So java.vendor.url, java.classpath. So these are all different kind of properties which are coming out of Java directly, and you can use them, okay, to print them and probably use them later on if you want to. Anyways, then I have the 8 compared to numbers. Well, these are simple equals operator, not equal, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to. That's it. Those are those simple stuff there. In 9, compute the area of a polygon. Well, there was a formula that I figured out in the Google, and I have simply calculated it accordingly, right? So I have given the sides, and there are 4 different sides, and I have just calculated that, and I got the result out of it. You can see there are different in the Google itself. You can find this formula. Just have to place it the way I did it. Okay. Next is video number 3, assignment number 1. How to verify the value, verify a value exists in a given array. Okay, so I have an array. The array I have declared over here, and I can say I have a for loop. In the for loop, I can say if the item is present, because this is a for each loop, and if I say if the item equals n, right? So if this item is equals to n, then I say the element is there, and then I can break out of it. Okay, this break is wrong. This break is wrong. Okay, so if I do that, then it will tell me whether the element is there or not. So I'll just run this again, Java application, and it tells me this is existing. If I give another value, say 55, It will loop 3 times and it will tell me that the value is in there. Java application, and it says does not exist. It will print 3 times because there are 3 different values here. Okay. So anyways, that's how you can figure out if a value is there in the array or not. Next is print the numbers from 1 to 100 in a reverse order, which is divisible by 9. It's again very simple. I have a for loop starting from 100 to 0, minus minus I or minus I minus minus. It'll do the same thing. It'll do the same thing. I will simply loop around from 100 to 1 to 0, and I'm just saying if the modulus of I percentile 9 is equals to 0. If it is 0, then I'll say, yeah, let's print it. And then I don't need this guy anyway. Print it, and then it will simply keep on printing until it reaches to 0, right? And that's how you will know how many ever numbers are divisible by 9. That's fine. Third one, print multiples of 4 using while loop. Multiples of 4 using while loop. It's a while loop that I'm using. I'm giving the start number 4 because obviously 4 is the multiple of 4. So, and the end number is 100. I'm giving an end number 100, for example. So I'm just saying while start number is less than end number, okay? Then until then, I just keep on adding that 4 with the start number, right? And if that is what, if I keep on doing it, it will tell me if all the values are divisible by 4 or not. So if I run this, I get everything up here, which is divisible by 4 until I hit 100. Simple logic. You can, I did it with 4. Can I do something else? Probably we can do something else also, right? We can do it with a modulus operator. Is it? No, that'll be too much. No, not a modulus operator. I think this logic is good. I can keep on adding 4, 4, 4, 4, and then that will tell me what is divisible by 4 or not. Okay. Another one is 1 to 10 multiplication table. Okay, very fine. Here I'm talking about nested for loop. It's a nested for loop, right? So it's a multiplication table. Why multiplication table, guys? I mean, why I wanted to show you this? Because the multiplication table is something that you have to understand over here, right? So 1 times 1 equals, okay, not yellow, red. So 1 times 1, yeah, equals 1. Tell me.
For that multiplication of 4, I have used while in some different approach.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. I'm just showing you the way I did it. Have you used a 2 loop or while only 1 loop?
I have used while only once.
Only once, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good approach. Let me probably ask you to share your screen and then we will explain. So this is what I have done. Okay. So what I have done, my main reason for doing this is basically to make you understand the usage of nested for loop. Okay. However, if you ever go for an interview with a company called as Google or Facebook or all these bigger companies, and if you are providing some solution with a nested for loop, it will not be considered as an optimal solution. And why? I will let you know. So you see, there are two things. One is this portion. Let me make this in green. So one is this portion. Another one is this portion, right? And that's how you are going to get the multiplication, right? So what I have done is I have used one loop for the first part and the second loop is for the second part. This is how I did it. But I would love to see what Arup has done with while loop, which is definitely something that is more approachable or more smarter. Okay. I wanted to show you this because I wanted you to.
Sorry, Shovik, not for this question, for the previous one I said.
Oh, for the previous one. Okay. Okay, that's fine. No problem at all. No problem. That's fine. Okay. Anyways, so this one is basically a while loop. It's a for loop. Two for loops I have used. Why I have used two for loops? Because the first for loop will keep an count of the primary number, and the second for loop will be keeping a count of the number that it is getting multiplicated with. So you want to say 1 into 1 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2. This is my primary number. This guy is my primary number. And this guy is my secondary number, right? The one with I want to multiply it, right? So this is how, if I keep on doing this, if I keep on working with the for loop, which will, the first for loop, which will be the primary number, and the second number is this one, then every time I will be able to make a printout of I times j, because this is a j loop, this is an I loop. When I'm saying I and j, which means there is a variable called as I, and there's a variable called as j. Both of them are starting from 1, 1, okay, to 10, because I want to create a multiplication table of 10, right? And I want to print 1 to 10, right? So for that, I have kept my endpoint as 10 for both the nested loops, and I have kept on printing them until I hit 10, and then I will go to the next number, something like that. So this starts with, for example, 1, okay, and this for loop over here will keep on rotating until it hits 10, right? So you can see 1 times 1, this is 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, something like that. So if I do it, then I will get a result in here, run as Java application. If I do it, so you see I get the result in here, something like this, because the first guy was for my primary loop, the second guy is for my secondary loop. Okay, you can have nested for loops, but in many companies, this nested loops are not really considered to be an optimal solution. Why? Because you have to understand that for each iteration of the primary loop, there is going to be 10 iteration of the secondary loop, right? For each iteration of primary loop, there is going to be 10 iteration of the secondary loop. For one iteration, it is going to be 10 iteration. For this particular situation, probably this is the best approach, or I have to probably think a little bit further to understand how can I do it in one loop, only in one loop. It's definitely possible, but I have to think about it. All am I saying is, in bigger companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, they will be probably trying to see how can you get it done all using one loop without the help of a secondary loop. Because there is something called as time complexity. I don't really get into it. It's quite advanced stuff. Time complexity means that how much really time it takes for a program to execute. It could be a minor difference between the solution that will come with one loop and with two loops, but all these big companies, they will definitely prefer if you can get it done with just one loop. Okay, so there is something called as time complexity of O(n) square. I don't know. Let me just try to write it down. It's a O(n) square. Okay, don't really dig much into it, because I don't want you to spend your time reading this. It's a whole new world that you can explore when you get a job in test automation. Okay, after that you can do everything. For me right now, it's only one primary motive, is to get you a job in test automation. Okay, so be focused with me. Don't get sidetracked. I'm just telling you that there is something called as O(n) square, or we call it as O notations. O notation. Okay, so these are all being taught as a part of computer science, but don't bother about it right now. Anyways, so That's that with the assignment number 4. Let's go to the assignment number V4, assignment 1. Okay, here what am I doing? I'm just saying, okay, this is a simple method. I've created a simple method called add numbers, and this is a var args. Okay, I have already shown this to you, I think in the last class. It's a var args argument, and this method that I have, the motive of this method is to print the summation of all these values. That's it. So var args is giving me the provision to accept n number of variables or n number of data of int type. Okay. However, you have to keep in mind one thing, that this argument that I am passing in here, it should be the last argument in this method. What do I mean by that? I mean, I can give something like this, string name. I can do something like this, right? String name, and I can pass on the value over here. I mean, the var args over here, but I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. And if I do it, I will be thrown with an error right there saying must be the last parameter, right? Must be the last parameter. So you can add more parameters to this method, but that should be before the var args argument. This guy should be the last one, which means you can only give one var args. You cannot give multiple var args, which means that, right? You cannot give multiple var args.
So Vic, does
Yeah.
varargs, does it work with Boolean and
Everything,
strings as well? Okay.
everything. It's just that you are trying to receive more values with the help of one attribute. That's it. With the help of one attribute, you're trying to receive more values, and that's pretty much about it. So that's that. That's the end of this one, right? Okay, I will quickly try to close all. I will quickly try to see the program, which was swap two variables with third variable, right? So I will just try to write the program without third variable. Okay, so I'm not going to consider the swap val at all. Okay, I'm just going to set it back to 12 and 98 one more time over here. I'm setting it back to 12 and 98 one more time. So this is without third variable. Okay, let's try to swap it without third variable. How can we do it? We can do something like this. We can say, so first value is 12, second value is 98. We can say something like this, right? So we can say first val
Equals to first val plus second val.
First val equals to no. First val equals to second val minus first val. Okay. If I do that, then what will happen? I will get the value as 76 as a part of first val. That's fine. Second val is still having the value, which is 98. So then I can say second val equals second val minus first val. And if I do that, then what will happen? I will get the value of 12 over here in the second val, and then the first val is still having the value, which is 76. 76. So this guy will be simply second val plus first val. That will be 98 then.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much about it. 98 then. And then if I just hit before and after number again, then I get my result. Simple swap, right? Run as Java application. Got it. Correct? Simple. Okay, without third variable. Done. That was the end of week 1. I would like to know if you have any questions for all these solutions that I have given. Any questions?
I'm happy with it.
Let's try and dig in to some of the solutions that you have provided me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think 2 more assignments are there in the week 1 regarding the student number.
Okay, let me just check that.
I think it was there in your drive.
Class 4 assignment, Shawan.
Class 4 assignments, is it?
Yeah. Test school and school.java.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I have it here. Right. Okay. So yeah, this is the other one that is, there is a Oxford Public School, Delhi Public School, Laurel High Public School, displayed the information in their notice board following the guidelines provided by the Education Department, displaying details about student names, student school fees, student number, roll number, so on and so forth, right? This is what we really wanted to create. This is structure that I wanted to show you how to create. So what I have done is I have created a school class. And the school class, there are only 3 attributes. Those are student name, enrollment number, and school fees. The 3 different attributes of this particular school class. And then I have a test school class, which is my main method. Inside that, what I have done, I just created a simple object of school class, named it as whatever the object it is. And then I have created a student, I've created a enrollment number and the school fee. Okay, and then I have printed them out. I have done the same thing for all 3 different schools. And that's pretty much about it. Just trying to show you how you can create a class and how you can add some attributes and then how you can print the values out of that. The better way of doing it would be not using these variables directly. Okay, instead of that, what I would prefer is to use getters and setters. So I want to make them private, all of them private. Okay, the best practice is to create getters and setters for all of them, right? So I'll go to edit, source, generate getters and setters, and I'll do it for all of these attributes and say generate. If I do it, then immediately I will have these methods created. So what are these methods for, guys? These are simple getters and setters. Don't go with the fancy word. Setters means you are setting some value inside that variable, and getters means you're trying to get the value out of that variable. That's it. Okay, so instead of really talking to these variables directly, the best practice is to work it out with a getters and setters, using which you can set the value and then you can get the value, right? So in that scenario, this portion will be now giving me an error because obviously I have made them private, but I can simply call a method like this now, dot set student, and I can give the name Lakshmi just there. Okay, and similarly you can do it for others, right? So that will be a best practice to understand. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll quickly go back to my drive and classes and September and assignments. Let's try and pick up some of these students. So do I have Joji today here? I don't have Joji here today. Not sure why. I'll see. Okay, as he is not there, let's not talk about his. Let me go to Suhasini, test project, automation test. Okay, so for example, let's talk about, these are all very simple ones. Area of a circle, right? So area of a circle, you have said, okay, you have done it like this. It's okay. 3.14, you have hard coded that. It's okay. But now you can see that there's already something called as math.py, which is available, and you can work it out with it. Okay, I would expect guys, when you are really giving me the assignments, try to keep each and every one of the assignment in separate classes. Like for example, you have, so actually you have mixed up this guy and this guy together in the same place. Let's not do it. You can create them. So you can have one main method, and you can have 10 different classes for 10 different solution, and you can just call them from the main method. You can do that, or you
Yeah.
can have 10 different classes with main method.
The first
Okay.
time when I was trying, trying the coding, I did all this, but after that only I realized py math dot, py is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I have got a proper format of assignments. I'll upload
Very
it.
good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you. So let's move on to the next one. So I'll go and I'll talk to Tripti. Okay, I don't have anything from Tripti yet.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't upload it anything. So
Okay, no problem, no problem. I have Daniel. Let's talk about Daniel class 2. So, okay, very well structured, Daniel. Thank you. So assignment number 2. Right, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. A simple variable, and you're just simply verifying whether it's right or wrong. I mean, odd or even. This is perfectly fine. Then we'll go to, say, assignment number 10, and that's with the extract the first half of the string of even length. Assignment number 10. Do I have this? I don't remember. Just let me check. It's in the last assignment, is it?
So yeah, I think it was in the document.
Yeah, it is. It is there.
Okay. Probably I have not seen that. No.
No, Shavik, it's in class 2. Class
Is it
2
class
assignment.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. Class 2 assignments. Okay. So what I have sent, okay, except the first, right. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let's see, what have you done, Daniel? So in here,
Assignment 10.
that's one number 10. Okay. So what you're doing is you have the extract the first half of the string. Well, this is my Selenium. That's the string. And you are just saying main string dot substring. Okay. You're starting from the character number 0, and you're just going to the, okay, yeah, perfectly fine. Why not? Yeah. What you have done is you have just got the length of the string, total length of the string, divided by 12, whatever that location is, and you can simply get the value out of it as Selenium, right? You can do that perfectly fine, no problem at all. So yeah, that's a good one. And let's move on to someone else then. September assignments. Who else? Moses, week 1, class 2. Okay, I don't see anything here, Moses.
Sorry, I haven't uploaded it yet. I will upload it today.
Okay. let's go to Hadoop. Okay, class 4 assignments. Let's go and talk about material. Okay, yeah, you have done the same thing that I showed you there. Perfect. Material 1. This is
Shobhik, these are the practice one which you are giving for
okay.
the material.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they're for the practice things. That's right. Okay. So you're just saying arrays.length. That's right. Count is 5. Okay. And you're just trying to print until the count 5. That's okay. Okay. That's cool. All right. Test schools. Yeah, you have done the same thing. Okay. You can do it better with the getters and setters now. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try that.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So that's pretty much about week 1, and I think it's really good. That's fine, Moses. Take care. Bye bye.
So
Yeah.
in real time, so should we need to follow only getter setters?
Yes. You are not going to talk to any variable directly at the initial stage when we are practicing it. That's fine. But later on, you will see that all the variables within the class are subject to be private, or it could be protected at the max because a child class can access it. But that's pretty much about it, right? You will not be exposing the variable with the public. No, you don't do that.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so that's pretty much in terms of week number 1. Let me hit back to week number 2. In the week number 2,
Sorry about the quizzes.
yeah, tell me. Quizzes are something that you already have got the answer when you have submitted the quiz, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm not showing the quiz answers in the live class because
Okay.
it's given to you right there in the so the quiz is given to you for this purpose only, right? So when you are watching the video and when you are so you use the quiz as your last resource, for the training. That means you complete the video, you complete the assignments, then you come to the quiz to understand where do you stand. That's for your self-assessment, and I also get a response back in my tool that a student has submitted this particular quiz and this is what it is scoring. If it is not too bad, then I will ignore it. I mean, there are 1 or 2 things you can probably do it wrong. That's fine, but as long as as soon as you submit the quiz, you get the answer immediately. So that will kind of you should review the quiz 1 more time. Maybe you can take the quiz after a week again, and there is no harm in taking the quiz multiple times. So you can do it again after a week or so. Okay, so I will quickly now move back to week number 2. I would like to understand that everybody is happy with week number 1, right?
Yeah.
All clear with everyone, right?
Yes.
Okay, Rabia, I didn't really hear back from you, so I'm trying to understand where are you with it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with week 1. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And when can I expect the assignments?
Soon. Yeah, both of them I will be uploading soon.
Perfect. Good
Yes,
stuff.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. So let's head back to week number 2. But before I do that, I will take like a few minutes break. You guys can take the break as well, maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll get We'll get back and start the class again. Okay, 5 minutes break. Thank you. Everybody okay to start back? Hello?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So Hema, I just saw your message there. The similar problem happened to one of my other student as well. The only thing that you can do is you can probably buy some extra space. I think it's quite cheap. I think for 1 TB, or not 1 TB, I think I think 10 GB or 20 GB, something like that. They take around 19 euro for the whole year. Google takes 19 euro for the whole year. You can buy that, or you can clear your space, some space in your drive, and then send it to another. I mean, then you can upload it. I don't know why it is like that, because you are simply uploading your solution to my drive. I don't know why Google is not allowing that when your drive is full. It really doesn't make sense to me.
It's
But
actually when I uploading, it takes to my drive first, and then it uploads from my drive to your drive. Maybe that is the procedure. So
okay.
instead of doing that, if there is any direct link to your drive, then so that I can upload directly.
No, anyway, even if you're, direct, the link that I've given you, that's a direct link. But when you are uploading it, and there
Yeah,
is
it
one thing
shouldn't
that you
ask.
can do.
Actually, it shouldn't ask, because I'm just dropping the files to your drive directly,
Exactly.
and it is still
No,
warning.
there is one thing you can do, Hema. You can give me any other email address of yours, another Google address, Gmail
Okay.
address of yours. And in that, obviously, you will have 10 GB of data, just like that. Like empty space, right? And I will enable you to upload it from that link, that email address, and then you will be able to do it. So I think,
Okay, I will try to buy some space, and in the meanwhile, I will try to sort out another email ID also.
yeah.
I will try both.
Cool. Thank you. All right. So we just finished the week 1, and I think everyone is okay with that. Now we are talking in terms of week 2. In week 2, we have spoken about Java class, object, blah, 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 a few things. That's good. Let's go to the assignments. As a part of the week 2 assignments, just a sec. Week 2, create a class. Okay. So as a part of this particular assignment, class 5 assignments, what we have create rectangle class, define length and breadth properties. Now create at least 3 different rectangles object that are different from each other by setting different length and breadth values and print them in the console. Similarly, create a class, create car class, define a global variable name top speed. Now create a method to update the top speed value and a method to print the top speed value in the console. Create an instance of the car class and call the update top speed method and call top speed print method. Right? So let's try and see these programs first. I will quickly go and open up in my week 2 solutions. I'll upload this as well. So week 2, video 5, assignment number 3.2. Okay. So create any class. No, not this. Week 2, video 5, assignment 1. Sorry, this one. Rectangle, right? Yeah, rectangle class, create rectangle class. I have just created 2 different methods, length and breadth, and then I have simply created 3 different rectangle class out of it, which is as simple as that. Okay. I told you guys, always keep this in mind, that whenever you are creating any kind of object, whenever you're creating, that object will have their own space in the memory. So this geometry box, this floor mat, and this Xiaomi Mi10, there are 3 different rectangle objects, and they are having their own space in the memory, and their space is absolutely different from the other object space. They all have their own space to hold the information specific to their class, right? There's a phone, okay? There's a geometry box, there's a floor mat, and this is a phone, right? So they have absolutely 3 different memory box or memory size or memory inside which they will have their own values and own information stored. There is no connection between geometry box and the floor mat. Okay, this is something that you must be registering this concept into your mind. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is week 2 assignment number 2. Okay, so what I have done is I have created a car class. I have a Benz out of it. Okay, so what I have done, I have created a car class. Okay, understand this concept. In the car class, I have created a constructor. Okay, this guy is a constructor. Constructor. Why constructor? The constructor that I have over here is having the same name as the car name. That's how the constructor is created, right? And then in this constructor, I have also explained you that whenever you are creating any class in Java, there is by default an empty constructor that gets created by default, a hidden empty constructor, which is looking something like this. By default, you create that has no purpose at all. Okay, it's kind of a blank constructor. If you want to override that, or if you want to make your own version of empty constructor, then you can fill in some information inside this constructor. So you can say, for example, I'm saying this is an empty constructor, right? I can say that, right? So when I do that, only then the empty car constructor is now having a purpose to print this value, right? That's how now the empty constructor is active, right? Otherwise, it is just blank guy, okay? Now, the point is, I'm removing this part. So right now, obviously, there is an empty constructor in the background, which is not shown to you. It's hidden from you. That's fine. What you have done is you have created a parameterized constructor right now, a parameterized constructor right now. And what is this parameterized constructor right now is helping you with? It is helping you to initialize some value inside your attribute. The attribute that is brand, the attribute that is brand is now going to have some value. So I'm saying string br, and that value is now given to the variable brand, right? This guy is going to now have the value brand. That's fine. That's why I'm using the constructor. The constructor is used in order to create what? Create an initial state of the object. What do I mean by that? I mean, I have created a car constructor, a car class, and this car class is now eligible to create 3 different cars. Each and every car is different from each other. Why? Because they have a different brand. The first one could be Audi. Second one could be Mercedes. Third one could be Mazda, right? And they have their own top speed, say 100, 120, 130, I don't know, right? They can have their own version. So each and every one of them are different from each other. I told you that. The same concept is there. What am I doing with constructor? I'm trying to use the constructor in order to construct that object by supplying some values like Audi and the value 100, Mercedes and the value 120. These are the values that I'm able to supply using the constructor. So that's why the name is constructor, because it helps me to construct the initial state of that object. Everybody is clear with constructor concept? Yes, no?
Shavik, how is it different from the normal method then?
Okay, in the normal method, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing, but with the constructor, you are skipping out one step. For example, I have a class. I have a class. I have a class, and the class name is car. And the class name, in this class, I have two variables. What are the variables? A brand, and another one is top speed. The same thing, whatever you see in the screen. So I have these two guys, perfectly fine. I have two more methods. One method is set brand, and this brand is going to have a string br. Okay. Another variable, another method is called set top speed. Okay. And then you get the value int speed, something like this. This is what will be your normal class car, right? If I want to create an object of the car class, I can do the same thing. I can create a Mercedes, Audi, and Mazda. I can say car, I can say Audi, new car, right? I can say that, no problem. And when I do that, after this, what I should do, I should say Audi dot set brand, and I can give the value called Audi, and I say Audi dot set top speed, and I get the value, which is 100, right? I can do that. However, what is a smarter way? I can create a constructor. Let me clear my drawings. I can create a constructor like the one that I created right now, a parameterized constructor. Okay, I can create that and then simply perform this. Car Audi equals new car. And when I am initializing the object, or I'm instantiating the object Audi right there, I can pass on the value Audi, right? Audi. Because this Audi that I'm passing right now is now going to be straight away sent to this guy, and that's how this value, the brand will have the value. So your set portion of the method setting the value in terms of for the brand variable, right? That step is not needed anymore, correct? So you are creating an object of Audi with an initial value, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's how a parameterized constructor helps me. Make sense?
Got it. Thanks.
Everybody is happy with this constructor understanding? Rabia, are you okay with that?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay. Others? Bio?
Yeah, that's fine. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So that's the situation with your constructor part. Okay. Now what I have is what is this example is talking about. It's saying that I am creating a simple constructor. I'm creating two methods called getBrand and setTopSpeed. I could have done the setTopSpeed as a part of my constructor as well. I didn't do it. I can do it if I want to. And then I have a method called getTopSpeed. That's fine. That's all I have in the car class. Now I have a Benz class. Well, the Benz class is doing what? Is simply extending to car class, because Benz is of type car, because car is a primary class, because car, where is my car? So car is my primary class. Car is my primary class. And then I have my secondary class, which is Benz or Audi. And when I say that, I can extend car to, sorry, Benz to car, right? I can extend Benz to car. And if I do that, what does it mean? It means the properties of car is now accessible by Benz. When I am performing an extends, this extends situation is giving me that opportunity to simply extend to another class, and by doing so I'm able to create a parent and a child relationship with which my property of the parent will be inherited to the child class. That's pretty much about it. So with that understanding, as soon as I do it and my parent, as you have seen that my parent, which is the car class, is having a constructor over here. As soon as you say that a child class, which is Benz, is extending to a car class, as soon as you say that, and the car class is having a constructor, when the child class sees that my parent class is having a constructor, immediately the child class will demand for a similar constructor. If I don't give this, I'm thrown with an error right there, straight on my face, saying implicit super constructor car is undefined for default constructor, must define an explicit constructor in order to handle the parent class constructor. You understand? So if I say this right now, then it's happy. Why? Why it's happy? So the idea is simple. The idea is I can do something like this. I can actually simply take this out. I don't want to pass anything to the Benz default constructor or the constructor. I can simply say the value as Benz over here. You see? So you understand this, right? So if I just simply say something like this, which is Benz equals new Benz. Understand this very well. I'm saying Benz equals new Benz, and I'm just saying this. I am not passing any information. I'm not passing any information within the constructor. I'm not passing any information within the constructor. If I'm doing that, then what happens? I will have no problem in order to really submit the name, which is Benz, to the superclass constructor. Why? Because I'm already supplying the name Benz as a string from the child class constructor. So I have the car class. So this Benz constructor is in turn calling the superclass constructor. How am I doing this? I'm doing this with this something called a super method. It's called super method. Super means something that is on top of me. That means my parent, right? So super method I'm using in order to send the information that is Ben's string to the super class constructor, and that's how I am able to justify the relationship between Benz and the car. Is this understandable? Is this understandable? In this whole situation, I have spoken about two different things ideally. One is the superclass constructor, how to access a superclass constructor, and that's what I showed you with the super method. And the second thing that I have tried to show you here is the overriding. You can see when you override a method from the parent class, you get a triangle like this, which says that it is overridden because, you see, it says, it takes me immediately to the car class set top speed, right? So you see set top speed, get brand, they both are from my parent class, car class, and I have overridden them because I'm saying the Benz is going faster and I'm saying TS plus 10. So I'm just increasing the speed by 10. And the get brand is anyway, is something that I can anyway get through it because I'm just adding another text over here. That's it. Whatever I just said, is it making sense to everyone? Or if there is any doubt, let me know because this is a very, very important concept to understand. What is super method?
Shovik, I have one question. So if I'm overriding a parent class method here, the parameter, the passing parameter in this like int ts, it should be same as the parent class or it could
Exactly.
be different?
Overriding means the return type, the name of the method, the parameters that you're using in the parent class should be exactly same. For example, if I just create another method named public void set top speed, okay, string name, I'm just saying, if I do that, that guy is allowed, I'm allowed to create another method which is having the same name, but the parameter is different. And that is not overridden. You can see the triangle is not there. So it's not overridden. So which means this guy is exactly matching to the one which is there in my parent. That's how the overriding works.
Okay. And in the super method, you can pass any string value. It shouldn't be like matching to your class name. Yeah.
No. You can pass it. So the idea is this, right? Using the super method, all you are doing is you are simply calling the car class constructor. This is this one, and this car class constructor is accepting a string, and it can be any string. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? I really want to know if you guys got this. I'm not hearing from Tripti or Rabia, Neha.
We just heard from Tripti.
Oh, sorry, my bad. What about others? Suhasini, Neha?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Any confusion?
Um,
You have a confusion, let me know. I mean, it's everybody's in the same situation. Tell me.
so just on the set top speed, the MTS, can we can pass anything, right? Like float value or string name.
No, I cannot pass it, right? If I pass it, then the overriding concept will not be there. That's what Tripti asked me, right?
Yeah.
That overriding is happening because, let me clear my drawing. Overriding is happening because I have a similar method called set top speed with a similar return type, similar parameter, everything in the parent class, which is this guy
Oh,
over
yeah.
here, which is why I'm overriding it. Overriding meaning what? Meaning that I am changing the way the function really works. So you can see set top speed just is there to give the value to the top speed variable. That is what it is meant for. But in my lower level, that means in the Benz class, I have just done it differently. What I have done is I've just said top speed equals to TS plus 10. So I'm just increasing the speed of the top speed by 10. I'm overriding it. I'm changing the way the method is working there in the car class or in the parent class.
Okay. Yep.
So Vic, can I ask a question here, please?
Yeah, go on.
I'm just trying to confirm. So the override is activated when you change something in the child class. Is that actually the case?
No, override means it's not about changing. The reason for overriding is that you really want to create a method in the lower level that is doing something different from the parent class. Otherwise, there is no point of doing the overriding. But just see this. If I just simply, so this is my method, or I'm just creating another method, say public return. I'll just give a return as well. I'll say string get, or I'll say string, or maybe float get engine size, or get engine, and this guy is having some value I'm passing on to it. I'll say float size engine, and I just want to simply return back 2.2f, for example. That's what my method is, called get engine, which is a part of my car class. What I will do is I will do nothing rather than simply copy this and take it back to my
child
Benz class, and I will simply paste it as it is there. As soon as I do it, I'm getting the triangle, which means I am overriding it. However, I didn't do any change. The reason for overriding is that you really want to make some change in the child class method. But even if you don't do it and you simply place it in the child class, you will still be
right.
Justifying the overriding concept.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. That's a good explanation. At least it's getting home now.
Okay. Now.
Sure, I have another one. Maybe a silly question.
No, nothing is silly.
So if I am extending a parent class and parent class has a method which is set top speed, why I want to define that method here? If I want to use this similar setup, like I want to pass integer, and then can I call this method directly from child class? Or
yeah, absolutely. So the point of having a overriding situation over here is because you want to make sure that for Benz, for example, the Benz is a faster car, and for example, when you are creating the constructor, or when you're working with the car class, which is a primary class, the value that was set is something default value, maybe 100, but Benz runs on a much higher speed. Maybe it runs with I don't know, maybe another 50 km/h, right? So you can update that information using the set top speed in the lower level. Now in this situation, guys, I'll do something, right? I'll put a breakpoint in line number 10, And also I'll put a breakpoint in line number 25. Okay, and let's see what happens when I try to create an object of Ben's and work it out with it, right? So let me, this is car class, this is Ben's class, this is what class? Okay. Okay, yeah, because I changed something right there. That's why. So I'm doing something like this. Okay, this is another concept which I have explained. Can anybody tell me what is this concept? Can anybody tell me what is this concept? I have explained this concept in my video. Can you tell me what exactly is this concept? The concept which I'm trying to show you here is
Creating instances.
Yeah, it is the instance of car.
no. So let me explain. Let me answer it. So you have a car. You have a class called A. You're creating an object. You're
Yeah.
creating an object like this A equals new B, or you can just give the name of this object as B equals new B. Can anyone tell me what exactly is this concept called as?
They call constant variable method.
Is it the reference variable created for the child class, like Ben's?
Okay, I'm hearing. Anyone else? I have specifically mentioned a word.
Inheriting the
Reference.
Parameter.
No, the
No.
concept. The
The
concept is
new
Constructor?
no, constructor is fine.
Yeah, yeah, constructor.
But what exactly is this
Reference.
concept called? No, it's called
Finding
as
a variable.
no. It's called
It's
as
a polymorphism.
exactly. It's called as runtime polymorphism. It's called as runtime polymorphism. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by polymorphism, guys? Polymorphism means overloading. Okay, there are two different things. Okay, when I say normal polymorphism, then in any class I can have two methods. I can have a method called add, and I have explained this very well in the video. And I have another method called add, and here I have two variables, int a, int b, and I can say that these two methods are overloaded. Why overloaded? Because the name is same, but the signature is different. The signature over here, I have two variables or two attributes. Here I have nothing. Signature is different. Even for me, the return type could be same, but the arguments are not same. So I can say they are overloaded methods. And this concept is called as polymorphism. This concept is called as polymorphism. And this concept is basically a compile time. It's a compile time polymorphism. Why am I saying compile time polymorphism? I'm saying compile time polymorphism because I cannot keep, the Java will immediately throw me an error right there during compilation if it sees that two methods are there with the same name and same structure. I have explained this in the week 1 itself, I believe so. So if I create something like this, public void add, this is number 1, and I create another one, public void add. Again, if I do that, it'll throw me straight on my face that you are trying to create a duplicate method. It's called, at compile time, right? It's throwing me right on my face that there is a duplicate method, which means I can use the concept of overloading by keeping the name as same, However, I can add parameters int A, int B. I have two parameters added to it, and it will be. So this is described in the week 1. I would like to know if you are okay with this explanation, or do you have doubts with it? This is called polymorphism or overloading. And it is called compile time polymorphism because you can see that as soon as I don't comply with it, it is telling me it's completing right there during the compilation. Is this understandable? Yes, no? Guys, yes, no?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Shovik, maybe I missed that video, but in which class you explain these inheritance and polymorphism?
Let me just take a look at it. Let me take a look at it. Class instance should be there somewhere, or maybe it is coming later on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think it is in the
That's what I was thinking.
week 3. Yeah, it's not in the week 2.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, that's great. About the first video or something.
yeah. It's in the week 3. Anyways, you will see it. That's good that we have given you some understanding. That's fine. Okay. So what exactly I am trying to do here as a part of this particular situation is that car A. So I'm saying the class A, and the name of the variable could be anything. For example, B equals new B. If I say something like this, then this concept is called as a runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. Okay, and why it is like that? Because I can show the situation that the class B is extending to class A, which means class B is of type class A. And when you have a situation like that, only then you can create a concept like this, where you can say so in English, if I want to really explain this, I will say that I'm creating an object of class A pointing to class B or referencing to class B. Okay, if I want to say that, this is how I will say it. I'm creating an object of class A referencing to class B, which means I am complying with runtime polymorphism. Okay, and this is what exactly I have done this, but because in the week 3 I'm starting that, so let's not really confuse you. I will change it back to bends, simple bends right now. And what I will do is I will run this program. So for example, get brand, or maybe I'll do something. There is the method that I created, right? The method is called as get brand set top speed, right? Set top speed is in this location. Set top speed is here. Okay. So let's see what exactly happens with set top speed. I will run this guy, debug as Java application. If I just say that. So I'm in line number 10. I'm performing a debug, so obviously my execution is at pause. That's fine. I want to go inside the method. So I'll just say F6 and go inside the method. When I go inside the method, guys, you just see that it didn't land into the car class set top speed method. It didn't land there, but it landed to the set top speed method, which is there inside the Benz class, right? Because this guy is overridden by, this method is overridden because I have extended Benz with the car, and I've simply created my own version of set top speed method. If I don't do it, for example, if I just say, if I stop this execution right now, and I'm going to comment this out, I'm going to comment this out, okay? right at this moment, if I go ahead and trigger this run again, debug as Java application, then I will be stopped in Ben's because get brand method is a part of Ben's class. That's fine. I will go ahead and run this one more time. I'm here, set top speed method, which is in the main class. And let's see where exactly it lands. It will land into the car class set top speed method, because in child class, Ben's child class, there is no set top speed method anymore. You understand? That's how it works. If you are providing your own version of the method, then you will be able to call that method instead of the parent class method. Is this understandable? Yes, no? Not hearing and not understanding, if you're understanding it or not. Is that clear?
For me, the concept of is a bit more clearer now. Yeah.
Okay. What about others? Yeah, tell me.
I can get the point, but I think once I go through the video about polymorphism, then I will get it more clear about it.
No, this part is not polymorphism. This part is not. This part is just showing you how overriding works.
Yeah, that
And
one
what
I understand. Yeah.
you got that part, right?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that's exactly I wanted to show you there.
Because I was wondering about polymorphism.
Yeah. So no, because I have created that solution keeping in polymorphism in mind. So that's why, you know, I got distracted. But yeah, that will be understandable when in the week 3. Okay. Okay. Now let's quickly go to the next one, which is video 5 assignment 4. We have employee. Over it comes in. Yeah. Okay. Employee. Okay. Employee. What I have in the employee, I have 3 different. Okay. I think I'm just talking about getters and setters over here. Let me just quickly see the. Let me just quickly see the assignments. Okay. Here, create a class, create a method within. Within the method, create an empty array of size 5, generate 5 random number and assign them into the array, and return the array of number of methods. I think it's pretty simple to do. There's nothing complicated over here. Create an employee class and define the name, qualification, blah, blah, blah. Use setters and getters. Okay, so I think these are pretty simple stuff that I have over here. You see, these are just simply create some private variables, some constructors to set the values inside the private variables. And then I can also have some getters and setters in order to update the information. So you understand that when I'm creating the constructor of employee through the employee, then at the initial stage, when I'm creating the object of employee class, obviously I'm giving them an initial values to work with, but later on, if I want to update those values, I can still do it using set methods, set qualification, set salary. You understand, right? So what I'm trying to say here is when I'm creating an object of employee, EMP, or say Sumit, let's give a name called Sumit, new employee, right? And as a part of this situation, I can quickly go ahead and I can say, I can give the names, right? I can say Sumit, and I can give the name, say string qualification, say engineer, okay? And then I say the salary, so 20K, okay? So this is what is this is how I'm going to create an object of employee. The name of that object is Sumit, and that's how I will be creating that. And then if I want to go ahead and I want to update the qualification, I can still do that. I can say Sumit dot set qualification. I can say set qualification, and I can update the qualification however I want to, right? I can do that. This is basically how it will work out for me if I have a set method that will help us to update the information. And that's what I wanted to show you. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on to the first one, right? Assignment number 3. Yeah, any class create empty array. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm entering some information and then looping around, and then I also have a method which is get random integer. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to really show you. Math.random. Okay, get random integer is a method that I've created called as get random integer. Inside this, I am giving a range saying what is the maximum, what is the minimum. Okay, so I'm saying give me a number between 1 and 10. That number will be given to me. That number, I'm going to set it inside A0 or A1, whatever it is. And then finally, I will loop around. So get random integer is a method that I've created. I'm able to create this method in order to generate a random number out of it using this particular situation, which is math.random. This random is a method which is coming from the math class, and I'm just simply adding and multiplying some calculation over here. You can easily see this calculation everywhere. It just says I'm multiplying this math.random, this number, into the value which I'll get between maximum and minimum, and then I'll just say +1. So if you just follow this calculation, you will be able to see that it gives you a number between 1 and 10, and that is what I am passing on to any of these variables and then simply printing them out. So if I just want to run this guy, run as Java application, you see all of them are within that particular range between 1 and 9. If I run it again, it will be a different number. It'll be a different set. You see that? It's a different set. But that's how it creates. Math.random I have explained. Let's see what I have. Create a class. Yes, pretty much same thing. Assignment number 5. Define your own word Selenium ID. Yeah, these are something that's a theoretical, nothing in terms of practical stuff. Okay, what else we have? Week 1, video 2, assignment number 1. How to make use of dev tools to verify performance of small websites. Okay, can you guys answer me that? How to use your Chrome dev tools in order to work out with the performance, to work out an understanding the performance of the website?
Is there any concept of inspect element or something?
No, I have explained this right in the video. I've spoken about all the different tools which are present for you. For example, I'll go to Amazon UK. Okay, and I'll just open up this guy, and let me check. So inside this performance tab, this is your Firefox, right? Everywhere you have similar kind of situation. So you can just say start recording. Okay, I start the recording. I'm giving some information over here. For example, 1 + 5, 1 + 8, and I'll just say search. Okay, and I am recording my performance, and then I stop this. When I do it, it is giving me some result that exactly, I mean, you know, in Chrome, it looks even better. So it's just saying that how much time it really took for the application to really respond back with a result. In Chrome, it's much better, you know, much better. Let me show you in Chrome. But yeah, there is a risk of getting disconnected. But let's see if that works. Are you still able to hear me?
Yes,
We can.
Okay, that's good. So F1, F12. You can go to performance, and I can say the record, and then I can just say 1 + 8 Pro, and I can just stop that. So when I do that, it calculates that exactly how much time it took for the application to respond back. And you can see that at every layer, it has recorded what has happened, screenshots, right? And how much time it took really for the application to, to come back at every stage. So the suggestion box, how much time it took for it to respond back, 4,500 milliseconds, right? 5,500 milliseconds. At 5,500 milliseconds, that is what it was, okay? And you can see at different layer, how the application really performed. So this is how, but let me give you a disclaimer. This tool that I'm showing you, it's kind of good in order to just quickly see a performance of 1 page or 2 pages. But performance testing is a different ball game entirely. And I mean, you really need to learn some tools, and there are a lot of concepts in performance testing that you really need to understand, okay? So that is a entirely different ball game. Different tools are needed, different languages are needed, something that is not a part of this course. I'm just trying to show you that what exactly is the capability of your simple Chrome browser, okay, or Chrome DevTools. What is the capability that you already have here? That's what I'm trying to show you. Anyways, so let me get out of it, and I will actually clean my Chrome completely. Okay. So then I have another question here. What are the various versions of Selenium WebDriver you know? Well, all the versions are listed down in the selenium.dev site, and you can figure that out from there. These are all simple questions. Okay, how to install and configure WebDriver into your project? You have already done that, I suppose. So there is nothing needed from my side. Name few classes you know in Selenium WebDriver. You can see this is not from Selenium. Oh no, they have I think they have a separate math. Oh, they have a separate math class as well, math package as well. And then we have a Selenium, we have Chrome, we have Edge. There are different guys there. Okay, Firefox. There are different packages inside the Selenium jar file. Okay. Assignment number 5, how to make use of classes in Selenium WebDriver in your project. Well, you know that, right? How to make use of a classes in Selenium WebDriver in your project. You simply import it, you simply add it to your Java build path, and you should be able to use any WebDriver object. You can create an object of WebDriver, and you can work with it. Assignment number 6. I'm just trying to give you a simple framework structure. It's a very simple framework structure. Just look at it how I have done this. I have created a class called as driver factory. The name itself says that the motive is simple of this class is just to generate or give me back a WebDriver object. That's it. In this method, I have a simple switch case. In the switch case, I am saying if the browser name is Chrome, then create a Chrome driver. If it's a browser name is Firefox, then create a Firefox driver and then return that driver back to me. That's all am I doing. It's a simple method called getDriver method where I am passing a simple browser parameter, that is the name parameter, and I'm checking whether it's a Chrome or Firefox, and accordingly I'm reacting and I'm getting back the driver object. I also have another method called as quit driver, inside which I am quitting that driver. I'm just simply saying if the driver is not null, can anyone tell me what exactly this means? If the driver is not null, can you tell me what exactly I'm trying to show you there, or I'm trying to figure out here?
Means
Driver,
that it
yeah, go on.
means that if it actually goes to a website, a valid website. So if the driver doesn't return a null value, or not a null value, but like no website. If you actually get into a website, you should quit that website.
Okay, let me rephrase this a little bit better. I think you got the concept, but the point is, as soon in Java, as soon as you create an object, so I'm saying car equals new car. Okay, if I'm saying that, and in this situation, if you say car not equals to null, okay, then I will get the value as true. That is, it is not equals to null, which means it has got instantiated. It's just not about website or WebDriver perspective. It's from Java perspective. If I just create an object of any class, if I say car Benz, if I just say like that, that's it. If I just say like that, Java will by default give the value to the Benz as null until and unless it is instantiated like this equals new car. Make sense? That's how the null situation works, right? So in this situation, I'm saying if the WebDriver is not null, which means if the WebDriver is already instantiated, or the driver object is already instantiated, only then go ahead and call the method driver.quit. Otherwise, there is no point in calling driver.quit because it is not even instantiated. Am I making sense? Everyone?
Yep, it's clear now.
Right? So if you don't even do that, if you don't check that whether the driver is not null, if you don't do that, then what happens? You will be thrown with an error right there saying that it's not even instantiated why you're trying to quit it. You cannot do it.
It's
Okay,
like a smart way. Like some people say, wait 10 seconds
yeah.
for the driver. So it's a smart way of just, instead of just waiting 10 seconds for the driver to actually be instantiated, you're doing it this way. So would that be correct?
No, nothing. I'm not talking anything to do with waiting or creating driver. I'm talking in terms of quitting the driver. The understanding is I cannot quit the driver unless the driver is instantiated. So for example, if I just, let me clear my drawing and let me just quickly create a simple class in here. Where will I create? Here maybe. New class, say test Selenium. Come on, test Selenium. Okay. And as a part of this, I'll just have a main method. Okay. And what I will do, I will actually add the Selenium driver Java build path. Okay, it's already there. Yeah, it's already there. No. Yeah, it's there. It's there. What I will do is I will quickly create an object of Webdriver driver equals new Chrome driver. And I will, before I do that, I will just say something like this. I'll say system. No, actually, you know what? I'll not do this. I will just say Control X. I'll just say WebDriver driver, just like that. System dot set property. System dot set property. WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. And in here, I will say that the location where exactly my driver is located. So I'll just say that. And then I want to do something. I want to say driver dot quit. Okay. And then okay, I'm getting an error right now. It's saying it is not even initialized. That's fine. I will just say null right now. So I'm just giving a null value to this right now. That's fine. And then I will say that driver equals new Chrome driver. Driver equals new Chrome driver. That's fine. So I am trying to perform a quit even before I am instantiating the Chrome driver. I can do that. So I am just saying something before I even try to do this. I will try to quickly see where have I kept my these guys. Where is it? Dev work drivers, Chrome driver. That's it. So I'll just go in here and get this guy, and I'll say Chrome driver.exe. That's my location of my Chrome driver. That's all good. Now in this situation, if I go ahead and trigger this command, test Selenium, run as Java application. If I do it, I am immediately getting an exception saying null pointer exception in line number 13 because I cannot quit it. Why can't I quit it? Because it's not even instantiated. I can't quit it. I can only quit if the driver is instantiated. So which means if I simply go ahead and just Control X this, set it back here, and right at this moment, I want to quit it. So before that, I'll just give some thread.sleep so that you can see what's happening. Maybe 2 seconds. Throw declaration. And now if I go ahead and if I run this program, so Chrome driver is opening, it's waiting for 2 seconds, and now I am able to quit. So if I now say that if the driver is not equals null, then quit, then it makes even more sense, right? And that's exactly what I have done there. So if it is not null, only then quit it, and that's where it will exactly work the way, not this one, this one, right? So run as Java application. So if I do it, only then it works the way I wanted it to work. Is this understandable? Guys, understandable? And this logic is like valid for anything, any object in the class, right? Am I making sense? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, very good, very good. So that's with that. And then what else we have? Assignment number 6, okay. And okay, so coming back to the driver factory. So what I did is I created a simple class. You can also do that. You can create a separate class called driver factory. The job of that class will be only to get you back a driver. So you say, give me Firefox, give me Edge, give me Chrome. It will get you back the similar driver immediately. And then you have a quit driver method, okay? And then you see what I did is simple. I've created a class called Wisdom QA, and I'm saying extends the driver. And then I have created a method called as Webdriver driver equals null. Okay, sorry. So this Wisdom QA class that I've created this because I want to instantiate the Wisdom QA website as soon as you are creating an object of Wisdom QA class. So you can see this is what I'm doing, right? So understand this structure very well. So what am I doing is I'm creating an object of Wisdom QA. I'm passing the name of the browser, and that's pretty much about it. That's all am I doing. And what next is happening is it will immediately open the Chrome browser and it will launch the wisdomqa.com. And why it will happen? It will happen because in the constructor of Wisdom QA class, I have instantiated the getDriver method. Using getDriver method, I have instantiated the Chrome driver. And then I'm saying driver.get equals to wisdomqa.com, which means it will open the Chrome driver as well as it will open the wisdomqa.com site. Make sense? That's how it will work. Is this understandable?
Sorry, can you go over this area, please? Are you using the test driver, or are you just using the driver factory as an?
Yeah, because I'm using the driver factory, right? So I can directly call the getDriver method in my child class constructor. This is my parent class. This is my parent class. This is my parent class. And this is my child class. This is my parent class, this is my child class. So in the child class constructor, which is this Wisdom QA over here, if I directly call the getDriver method, can't I do it? I can do it, right? Because I'm directly, the getDriver method, I can directly call it over here, right? Why can't I do it?
Yeah, the driver, yeah, browser name, yeah.
Because this guy is extending to driver factory. So I can do it. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, makes sense. Perfect. Thank you.
Everyone else, guys, whatever I'm saying, is it making sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Perfect. So that's with that. And then you can simply work it out. So you can create n number of class. You can create like 3 different applications, right? You can say you want to go to Wisdom QA, you can want to go to Amazon, you want to go to another rental cars, for example. You can create the structure like this. And as soon as you create an object of the rental cars, immediately your browser will be opened with rentalcars.com, right? I'm just trying to show you how to think beyond just creating an object of Chrome driver or Firefox driver. You can arrange your code in a way that you can slowly train your mind to understand the framework, because that's what will make you different from others. If you are able to understand the framework, and designing, the concept of framework designing, if you can understand that, that is what it will make you stand out from the crowd. Because after this course, you are going to approach the interviewer or the company that you are coming as a 2 to 3 year experienced student. And with that in mind, you will see that you are standing out, because in 2 to 3 years experience, you will not really find a person to give you such a broad understanding in terms of framework designing in the minute details level, right? And that is what this course is focusing on. Okay, so that's that. And then what else? What else we have? We have the MS7. So fill in the blank with respect to the below image. Okay, what have I done? Okay, I'm just trying to show you that what will be the exact attribute in anchor tag. So the attribute is href. Along with that, there is a value. So that is what will be redirecting me to the site, right? Yeah. And then assignment number 9 is 8. Okay, there are different kind of headings that I have, H1 tag, H2 tag. So I'm just trying to, I think in the next week, you will be introduced to things like XPath. Let me just check that out. Yes, and that's where I'm trying to create that layout for you. So I'm going to start talking in terms of XPath, located strategies on XPath. So that's why I'm just trying to make you familiar with different kind of attributes and different kind of tags that you will see in the HTML, right? And that's pretty much that I wanted to cover for week 2, guys. Do you have any specific questions in all these 3 videos? I think,
Isaac,
yeah, go on.
if you could, in your own words, just 2 sentences, explain the difference between the heap and the stack memory.
Okay.
Please, thanks.
Well, sure. So, okay. If you have seen my PPT and as well as the video, you will see something that is, I have spoken about 2 different type of memories. Just a minute, let me change the stupid color. Not green, please. Okay. So one is heap, another one is stack. Stack and heap, right? So let me, as a part of the stack memory, there is a concept which is LIFO.
First come, first out.
No, LIFO.
Oh,
Last in,
last in, first out. Yeah.
Yeah, last in, first out. So this guy over here keeps in track of methods that it needs to execute. All different kind of methods that it needs to execute. So for example, I have told you that a Java project starts from a main class or a method, a main method. So you can say the main method will be at the very bottom, because that is the method that will be exiting the last. From the main method, by now you have already understood that main is my kickoff session, and on top of the main, from the main, you can actually go ahead and you can call n number of methods around your project. So this is my main method, and then we can have multiple of these guys. Not main, but we can probably call a method called as set car info, something like that. Okay. And another method is delete car. Okay. Another method is a delete car, so on and so forth, right? These are all different kind of methods that are getting stacked inside the stack memory. And it basically is simply following the situation, which is LIFO, last in, first out. So which means if delete car was called last, it will be completed first, right? That's how it is. Now, this is my stack memory, and the heap side, there is heap memory. It keeps the track of different objects that are being created, right? Different objects that are being created. So which means, for example, I have created an object. I've given some 3 different kind of understanding. So I'll just try to show you. You know what? Let me change the colors and make it a little bit better for you to understand this. So I will have the first guy, which is in yellow, and the second guy, which is in orange, and the third guy, which is in blue, for example. Okay. Now, what are these guys? Let's try and make things easier for you to understand. So the first one is yellow. So for example, I can do one thing. I can quickly do one thing, which is yeah, okay. So in here, now I have these 3 guys. One is yellow, orange, and blue. So the yellow guy that I have, so I can say car, Benz, or equals new car. New car. That's my first object that I created, and I named it as Benz. It's an instance of car class named as Benz. Perfectly fine. As soon as I do that in heap memory, what will happen is it will immediately reserve a location for the car instance, and it will name it as Benz. No problem. But at the end of the day, Benz is nothing more than a variable. So which means I can immediately do something like this. I can say Benz. I can immediately say Benz equals new car. Again, I can again do that. And if I do that, it's absolutely permissible because Benz is a name of a variable, and the variable can be pointing to another instance of car. And if I do that, then what happens? Now the Benz variable is now pointing to the new to the car instance, which is the new one. So which means, just give me a minute. Sorry about that. So what I'm saying is, so car Benz equals new car, and I told you that it is reserving the space, which is the yellow section. And then immediately I can say Benz equals to new car. And as soon as I say that, the variable name is same, but now it is pointing to another instance of the car class. And if I do that, which means immediately I am now pointing to this orange guy instead of the yellow guy. So the question that you must be asking is, what is happening to the memory location that is being created for the first time when you instantiated the car instance? and you pointed out and you said that the variable is Benz, who is holding that space, what will happen to it? What will happen to it is another concept in Java that will kick in automatically, and that is called as a garbage collector. Well, let me undo this. Let me give a red guy here, a garbage collector. So this is called as garbage collector, which is automatically kicked in by Java, and it will simply clear out any unclaimed space. When I'm saying it is unclaimed, which means no variable is really claiming that space, that okay, that space is mine and I'm storing some information there. Nobody is claiming that. So that is an unclaimed space which will be taken over or get cleared by garbage collector. In a similar situation, I can have a blue guy, which is this guy over here. I'll say car, say Audi equals new car. And if I say that, then this guy is absolutely a different guy, and it has its own space, which is this blue space, and nothing to do with garbage collector or whatever, because the variable name itself is different, and it is having its own space altogether, right? This is exactly what I explained in the video, and I just explained it again. Let me know if you have any questions. Guys, any questions?
So in essence, really, if you create a new sort of Audi thing, then that blue Audi then gets kicked out into the garbage collector, yeah?
No, who is garbage collector?
If you create a new Audi car, right?
Yeah,
Then
that object, okay. When I'm creating any object in Java, I am claiming a space in the heap memory.
Yeah.
I'm claiming a space in the heap memory. If the location that you claimed, if you somehow figure out that I don't want to claim that space anymore, then garbage collector will automatically kick in and it will take care of that unclaimed space,
Yeah.
like I
So
showed in the first situation.
in essence of it, that means the garbage collector also resides within the heap memory. So anything that is not being used or not needed.
No. Heap memory, garbage collector is not residing inside the heap memory.
Or
Garbage collector is a separate concept, which is a part of JVM, Java Virtual Machine. It's a separate system, you can say, that is always watching what's happening inside the heap memory, and then it will trigger when it sees there's an unclaimed space. You don't bother about it at all. It is automatically done for you.
How many objects can you create in a heap
N
memory
number
before
of millions, no problem at all.
Okay.
Infinite.
There is no restriction to it.
Yeah. So with the new car Audi, which is the blue one, as soon as that is created, it takes over the previous one, and the
No, why
previous
it
one.
will take over? Why it will take over? It is
No,
a separate.
because it
It
is
is
a separate. Okay. Okay.
It's a separate guy altogether, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, Shravik, in short, in a class, whatever methods are there are stored in stack memory, and whatever instances or objects are there, that is stored in heap memory.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Yeah, that's true.
Shravik, I have some doubts. Can I proceed with my questions?
Yeah. Please go on.
So, not on this, you know that you have explained diagrammatically with Java, then WebDriver, and then browser. Just again, I have seen that video like thrice, but still, I don't have the confidence over that.
Which exact part? Can you just tell me one more time?
Yeah, 2 seconds. Shavik, I think it's week 2, class 1.
Okay,
Class, it should be class 5 ideally then.
just a minute.
You have explained the concept of how Java code is interacting with the WebDriver and then going to the browser.
Let me clear this drawing and quickly look at week 2. Which one? Week 2?
First class, I guess. Yeah, how to create first class. Yeah.
Okay. And I have.
Can go around 20 minutes, I guess.
No, if you just can point
PPT,
me to
yeah,
the.
PPT.
Yeah, PPT.
PPT should be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Go up, Shavik, once. Sorry, go up. No, not this one. Sorry, I think I'm getting confused. 2 seconds, Shavik, I'll come back.
Class 5, class 6. This one. You're talking about this one?
Yeah, this one, exactly this
Okay,
one.
okay. So what you're trying to understand is basically how does Selenium work? Like, the Selenium WebDriver architecture, ideally you're trying to understand. Okay, so this is how it happens. On the left-hand side, what I'm trying to show you here is the test, basically the actual Java test that you are going to write. Those are in the left-hand side, that's perfectly fine. Then in the middle layer, we have WebDriver, the WebDriver that we are downloading as a part of dependency that we're downloading from the site called selenium.dev. That is that WebDriver. That is basically nothing but a jar file. It's a jar file. It's a jar file that we have. This is our actual test case, Java test case. And these are my jar files, and then this is my browser where exactly your the test case will be executing. So I'm saying that this is my client. Okay, so when I start my test case from here, every method or every interaction that happens from within the test case, for example, I'm performing a dot click method, okay, or I'm performing a dot send keys method. These are all different kind of methods that we perform with respect to test automation, right? In order to perform different kind of tasks, like you want to send some information, you want to get some information, whatever. So whenever you are trying to do that, obviously there is some instruction written for each and every one of these methods, right? Those instructions are being transmitted to the WebDriver using something called as JSON wire protocol. What is JSON wire protocol? JSON wire protocol is basically a simple, structure, which is JSON structure. If I open up JSON, and if I just say JSON images, right? You can see JSON is basically one of the most preferred way of storing information or even transmitting information from one end to the other end. So you can think of those methods, that click method, the send keys method, whatever the methods that you want to really perform, those methods will be then transmitted, those instructions within those methods are being transmitted to the WebDriver jar using JSON wire protocol, which is nothing but a structure using which you can transmit some information. That is why it is called JSON wire protocol, and that's exactly what I'm trying to show you there. And then basically WebDriver jar, this particular guy over here, this WebDriver jar file is actually opening up an endpoint. Endpoint means basically, something that is waiting for the waiting for some information to be coming to it. Okay, so it is basically waiting for some instructions in the meanwhile. So this is called as a REST API endpoint. I know you are probably not understanding what is REST API right now, but you can say this is kind of a server which is waiting for you to serve some request. So it opens up a temporary server that is waiting for you to send some information to it so that it can send it to or pass it on to another location. Okay, so this guy is basically a REST API endpoint, or I can say it is a server, whatever it is. And then what happens is JSON wire protocol is sending some information like click or whatever it is, send keys in JSON format. Okay, in the JSON format that I just showed you. And then REST API will simply accept it, and then it will process it further to the browser in which the actual action is going to happen. For example, on click, you want to click on a button. And when you are able to perform a click on a button, it will respond you back with some kind of a response code saying that this operation was successful. And that's how your test case will come to know that, okay, this operation of click was successful. So now I can go to the next step where I will perform a send keys, right? So that is exactly what is happening. So you can understand the WebDriver jar is just opening up a server. They are just opening up a server which is waiting to serve the request sent from the test case in form of JSON structure. JSON structure, okay? In form of JSON structure. This is exactly what is happening by the WebDriver. It's a REST API endpoint. What is REST API? We will talk more when we get into that level, because said REST API is a part of our course, and we will talk about that later on. But for now, this is what it is. Is this making sense to everyone?
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot. I got it now.
Good, good, very good. Anything else that you want me to discuss as a part of the course, this particular week 2? Yeah.
The last assignment, please.
Last assignment? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check on the last assignment. 5, 6, 7, 7th assignment.
Class 7
okay.
assignment 1.
Yeah, create a basic test case with following steps.
Yeah.
What is this? It's a launch expedia.com, verify the title of the page, click on the search button, verify if all the errors are displayed. Okay.
Click on the search button.
Mm-hmm.
I got stuck in step 3.
Step 3?
Yeah,
exactly where? I mean,
so to get, yeah.
.com, okay. So you want to click on the search button, right?
No,
but
what my thing is, in writing the code in Eclipse, so I did like system.set property for launching that Chrome and driver.get to expedia.com.
You're breaking Arup. Arup, you're breaking.
Second, sorry, am I audible now?
Everybody is able to hear Arup, or it's just
Yeah,
me?
so we are able to hear.
Yeah, we are able to hear.
Just
am I audible now to you, Shavik?
No. Wait a minute. I think it's a problem with my side. Hold on. Can you see my screen, guys?
No. Now it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So you're talking about Expedia, that's fine. Just a minute. Here it is this, not this guy, right? Class 7, okay. Verify the title of the page, click on the search button, and you're not able to click on the search button, right? That's what the problem is.
It's like what exactly I have to code in Eclipse for that? Click on the search button.
Okay, well, you have to just, okay, so let me, just a minute, let me just see something. I have already given the, I mean, I have not given it to you right now, but let me open up Expedia test. Okay. So this is a simple structure, right? I have created a simple WebDriver object. This is the exact same thing that I just explained a minute back. I have created a method, a class called driver factory. The driver factory is pointing to a Chrome driver. This Chrome driver is not there in this location. So I will just simply copy and paste it here. Okay. Okay, that's that. And that will get me the Chrome driver. And I'll save this. And then what I will do is I will open up. So as a part of my Expedia test, I'm going to simply open up the browser name. I will supply it, Chrome or whatever it is. I'll open up expedia.com, and then I'm expected title is so-and-so, and I will get the actual title as so-and-so. And I will say if actual title contains Expedia title, then I will say it is matching to the right place. In the same location, I will show you how to get done with the next part. So what I will do now is, let me actually check something if this guy is matching to the title that we have in Expedia, right? Because it could be different now. So expedia.com. Okay, so the title is Expedia Travel, Vacation Homes, Hotels, Car Rentals, Flights, and more, right? Is it the same thing? Yeah, no, this is not. It's going to fail, right? This is going to fail because when I created the solution, that is what the solution was. Now it's going to fail, no problem at all. Else system.out, the new title or the actual title. The actual title, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so actual title is this, and I'll just say incorrect title, incorrect title is this guy, which is fine. Next, what I will do, I will just want to know that if I'm getting some errors, well, I'll go ahead and perform a click with the search. As soon as I do it, it just says to continue, please correct the error below. Go to the error, and this is the error, which is basically showing, please select a destination. Okay, so you just have to click on the search button in order to find this error. That's all I want to go through. Okay, I mean you can do it much better than that, but yeah, for now I think this is fine because I'm not giving any going to location, so it is giving me the error. So I want to get this error. That's fine. So first and foremost, I will get this XPath of this particular button. I'll say inspect, and that's my button. The button is having let's see what this button is having for me. The name of this button is called text, or sorry, search. And well, there is a attribute called as data test ID called submit button. I hope that will be enough for me to work out with it. So I'll just say I'm looking for a button that is having a data test ID, data test ID, test ID equals this guy. If I submit, I am getting 1 of 1 over here, which means my XPath is right. I have explained later how to really work out with XPaths in the next week classes. But for now, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the XPath of this button. So I got this button there, and all I will do is simply this, which is driver dot find element by XPath. Just want to know something, that is, did I not talk about writing this syntax in the last week video? Arup?
Sorry, Shobik, maybe I would have missed it.
I'm just asking.
It was there in the last part, I guess. Yes,
Yes, you did in the third video.
Okay.
Third video.
Okay.
It's my apologies, I missed it.
No
Sorry.
problem. That's fine. That's fine. No problem. So I will perform a click. When I perform a click, obviously I will get an error, something like this, and I want to capture the error. So I'll just say inspect, and I'm saying I'm getting the error over here. So what I will do is I'm looking for an error that is having this text. To continue, please correct the error below. That's my error, for example. So all I will do is that I'm looking for a h3 tag. That's a h3 tag, right? So I'm looking for a h3 tag that has a text called as so and so. So I'll say text equals this guy. Enter. And I have 1 of 1 again, 1 of 1 over here again, which means my error is perfectly fine. Okay. And I'll just copy this guy and I will send it here, and I will say sysout, or just say if no string error equals driver dot find element by dot XPath. As a part of the XPath, I will place this, and that's pretty much about it. And then I will just say dot get text, and this will get me the text, which is my error. And once I have that in place, then all I will say is if this error exists, ERR is displayed. No, I'll do one thing. Wait a minute. I can do something like this. I can do something better. What I'll do is I'll say web element, error, web element error. And I will not even do the get text here because that's not needed. Why it's not needed? Because I'm already passing this text in my XPath. It's not needed. So what I will do just simply is if error is displayed, dot is displayed, then I can go ahead and I can say sysout error displayed as expected, else error didn't display. Error didn't display. That's it. That's pretty much about it. Let's run this piece and see how it works. By the way, I cannot run it directly from this class because I have to run it from test driver. As a part of test driver, I will open up not this guy, but I will open up this portion, right? Because then I will be able to open up the object of, create an object of Xperia test, and then I will say it's Chrome driver, and then I'll say verify title. By the way, along with verified title, Okay, as a part of verify title only, I have kept this situation. So that's good. So I'll just quickly run this piece. So run as Java application. Chrome driver opened. Expedia should come up. It opened. And I got everything passed as a error displayed as expected. Incorrect title, we know why. And error displayed as expected. That's pretty much about that you wanted to do when you had to do, right? I will anyway submit the solutions right now after the class, and I will enable you guys with week 3 as well. And that's pretty much about it for the week 2 summary class. I think I've covered everything, and I think this is the format that I will be using henceforth. I really expect something to happen. That is, I want you guys to go and upload your questions that you have during the week, right? So if you go inside the Wisdom QA classes, you go see September 2020. Inside this, I have created this question section. I really want you guys to add these questions so that I can answer you in the live class, as well as, if possible, I can answer it in the channel as well, right? But if you have any specific question or a bigger question that will take some time to really go through, we can get it done from the live class as well. Okay. So I will enable you guys for week 3. I hope you guys are enjoying my classes and the support that I'm giving. Yeah. What do you think about it?
Out of curiosity, how do you hide multiple lines in Eclipse there in one go?
Add multiple lines in Eclipse?
Hide multiple lines. You do that, right? That front double slash forward slash.
Oh, in Eclipse, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just say this, right? So for example, all of this,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
selected Control, Shift, and just say forward slash.
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think the same thing will work out with Control, Shift, backward slash. You see?
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Let's meet back next week, same time. I'm enabling week 3 for you guys. And yeah, look at the solution as well. And reach me out if you have any questions, me and Gagan, you know where to find us. So that's pretty much about it for today. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Shavik. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Savi.
Thank you. Thank you. Just 1 minute.
Thank you. Bye.